I'm Chris Gasper, and this is Globe 10.0, joined today by Joe Sullivan. The Bruins play Game 6 tonight at TD Garden against the Vancouver Canucks. They're down 3-2. The Stanley Cup will be in the building, and the Bruins certainly do not want the Canucks to skate off with the cup on their ice. However, the big thing going on in this series is we have a little bit of a goalie controversy, and it's not the traditional one in terms of who should play. It's a war of words between Roberto Luongo and Tim Thomas. Joe, do you think this comes down to this Thomas versus Luongo dynamic, or is it bigger than that?
It is bigger than that, Chris. And it's Luongo is really an interesting guy. They're both interesting characters.
He's a very interesting guy.
But he's so insecure for someone who's so accomplished and seemingly jealous of Tim Thomas and the attention Tim Thomas has received, and probably jealous of how well Tim Thomas has played. Thomas has been the better goalie. He's one of the reasons the Bruins are still involved in this series. I mean, look, he wasn't good enough to turn those games in Vancouver, but he kept them in those games in Vancouver.
Oh, no question. I mean, all three of those games could have gone the other way with one lucky bounce. You know, I thought it was inappropriate and a lack of professional courtesy for Luongo to comment on that goal and say easy save. It didn't look like there were any easy saves for him in Boston, and Thomas never said a thing. That was kind of a fluke bounce. That being said, I think Luongo, he has played well in this series in Vancouver. He does have 2 shutouts, believe it or not.
Yeah, he's terrific.
A great goalie. There's no question about it. If it were just about goaltending, though, I think the Bruins would have already won the series.
Yeah, and I think that
it's bigger than that.
Tim has played better than Luongo, and we have the 2 games in Boston where Luongo was not good. Even though I think he's right, he does make that save on that play because he's playing in the crease against the post, and Tim is out wandering. Now that, of course, there's saves that Tim makes that he wouldn't make, and saves that Tim has made that he hasn't made.
Which Luongo did point out. But when you say easy, that's an easy save for me. I mean, on a fluky kind of bounce, I don't know if that's an easy save for anybody. So I don't think it would just come down to the goalies here, though. I think it's offense for the Bruins. When the Bruins have been able to generate offense, and it hasn't been all Luongo letting in easy goals, they've gotten some excellent Brad Marchand, for example, that shorthanded goal in Game 3 was outstanding. We haven't seen anything like that in Vancouver. So I think the Bruins have to generate offense here. It's as much on the forwards as it is on the defense and Tim Thomas tonight.
If it does come down to goaltending, then the Bruins are going to win.
That's true. If it were just about goaltending, I think you're absolutely right, Joe. The Bruins would win. It's bigger than that, though. I mean, they need some offense. You can't win 0-0. They got to help Tim Thomas out.